Hello, how exciting. Today is the first episode of Hash It Out, the #1 podcast in China that you want to be watching. Today we have a very, very special guest. His name is Jowad, fight coach, business owner, and he works at the UFC headquarters in China. Let's welcome Jowad. Woohoo! Yeah, man. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate your time, man.
And my pleasure again to be your first guest in this podcast.
Yeah, it's a big one for me. Obviously, I wanted to have you. From when I thought about it, you were my first thought of bringing into a podcast because you're so interesting. I've been to your gym, and I love fighting, and it's something that I often watch, and it's one of my interests, of course. So for you to be here is a big honor for me. So thank you again so much for coming and for taking the time out.
My pleasure,
Honestly,
man.
appreciate it. Jowad, before we start, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
So, a bit about myself. Well, I've been in China for 7 years now. So 7 years in China. I've been working in different places. I work for UFC at the moment, UFC PI. It's been 5 years I've been there. I have my own gym, like Mahmoudi gym. We have our gym, main gym in France, open since 1884. But I decided that it would be good to have my own, in Shanghai. So yeah, I guess I've been doing a lot of things since I've been in China. I'm the head coach for my brother now, Elias Mahmoudi.
Yes.
So I mostly take care of and I'll see Barbo. Mr. Barbosa. So I'm mostly taking care of the guys in my family gym in France too.
And obviously those are massive names in the fight scene. At one championship.
Yeah.
Nicholas and Elias.
Yeah.
I mean, Elias just came off a fight 3 weeks ago, right?
No, Elias fought 3 months ago.
3 months ago. 3 months ago.
3 or 4 months ago.
Who was it?
Naito.
Yeah.
He knocked out Naito.
Yeah, on the third round.
Yeah.
I did see that. So before we get into that, Jowad, obviously you're not Chinese.
No,
you're not Chinese. I mean, so can you tell us how did you come from France to China? Can you share that journey with us?
It's a very good question. Love brought me to China. I was with that girl, French girl, that was supposed to do a business school here. She had to go to Fudan Dashue for 10 months. And she was freaking out about coming in China by herself. She didn't know anyone. I didn't know anyone. For me, I just graduated. I had my bachelor degree. That's the equivalent of my bachelor degree. And I was like, you know what? I really want you to get your bachelor degree too. So you go in China. I would go with you. I quit my job. And I will support you for 10 months. You focus only on studying. And I will focus on cooking, cleaning, do everything. So you just have to focus on your study. And well, that's what I did. I came. The thing is, things didn't went well
between you and her.
Yeah. Shit hit the fan, and I ended up leaving. I had to go live in a gym.
Oh, so you actually came here not in the intention with opening a gym.
No. I just came for 10 months.
The UFC.
Hell no! I came for 10 months. I was supposed to stay 10 months, go back home. In the end, I came for 10 months.
Yeah.
2 months after I come here, shit hit the fan. I end up by myself living inside a gym on the floor.
And what gym was that?
Warzone. Back in Jingan Temple. It was a very small gym.
Must have been a long time ago, right?
Yeah, literally 7 years ago. A bit more than 7 years ago. I started
2018?
sleeping in the gym 2017.
2017.
I was sleeping in the gym starting the first week of the Golden Week.
Oh, man.
And I stayed there for a month and a half.
And then obviously, so that was obviously your first gym.
The first gym I told you, it was
in China.
Warzone. Yeah, in China it was Warzone.
So when you were in France, were you competing or were you a coach?
So I was fighting back then. I was not coaching. I started coaching in China. I was a cornerman, so I would always get guys to corner, to fight and go in their corner.
Yeah.
Since I was 16. I was already in corner when I was 16 with Rafael Yodra, Shek Sidibe, my little brother. The first team of fighter I took abroad, I was 17.
Oh, 17 years old.
17 in Thailand, in the UK. 18, I went by myself. My uncle was we have 5 guys fighting. It's in the UK. Just get a truck and you take them there. And I was like, okay, fine.
So you were the coach at that time?
Yeah, at that time, I was not, I couldn't call myself a coach. I was a cornerman.
A cornerman?
Yeah, cornerman.
Okay. That's very interesting. So obviously you've been in the fight scene since you were very young.
Yeah, I was born in it.
Yeah, you were born into it. So what made you not want to compete and fight and not instead of being a coach?
I did compete. I fought in Rajalamnon. I fought in France. I fought in China. I did compete.
You did compete.
I did compete in amateur and in professional. The thing is, when you want to do something right, you have to do it 100%.
100%.
And for me, like, I can see how hard it is to be a professional fighter in terms of like the training, there is so many things, like, you know, that you take you know, in the, like, that you put in a scale, like, you know, when you want to be a pro fighter. And I like to be free, I like to travel, I like to have fun. It's like you have to, you know, your life is after fighting. When you're a pro fighter, like, fighting take the center of your life, like, that's fighting. That's your everything. Life, that's your friend, that's your wife, that's fighting is everything. Where I like to have this as the center of my life, myself, and have fighting there, training, and you know what I mean.
So you're well-rounded. You want to be everywhere. You like fighting. You want to have your life.
Yeah, exactly. So I miss fighting. So when I went in China, I went back to fighting. But then I like being free. Yeah, I like being free.
I mean, especially in Shanghai, I know, you know, you're quite well known all around. If you go to any gym, everyone knows you.
It's because of the hair.
The hair.
People cannot see now, but it's normally Sping. It's just like, I'm gonna do it next week.
Get ready for that fight camp, eh?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're very well known, especially now that you've just recently opened a gym as well, right? Because when I trained with you, you were at Bushido.
Yeah, exactly.
And so what happened between going from Bushido to opening your own gym? Have you always had that in mind to open your own thing?
So for quite a bit time, I had that in mind, but I was happy working with my friend.
Yeah.
The thing is, you see what I said, working with my friend.
Yeah.
I didn't want to work for my friends. I wanted to work with my friends.
Yeah.
Which after spending a bit of time there, like, you know, I realized that I would always be working for my friends. I would not be working with my friends.
Yeah, of course.
So, which is a very big difference.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have that freedom of doing your own thing.
It's not even that. It's like, you know, you want to build something, something grow that will at the end, like, you know, belong to you too. Yeah, I mean, if you have no shares into something, it's mean like you're not working with someone, you're working for
someone else grow
That's what I mean, grow their dream. So, I mean, like, you know, all power to Bushido, and, like, you know, I hope they're gonna keep growing, and I wish them the best. But I wanted to be part of something and not just be like, you know.
Yeah, of course.
So that's why.
And your family gym in France, Mahmoudi gym, obviously it's a massive gym. I checked it out, and now you opened up a branch in Shanghai. Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about your gym in Shanghai?
So we have 3 Mahmoudi gym at the moment, one in France, one in Mexico, and one in Shanghai. The one in Shanghai, like, well, it's a small gym. Like, honestly, it's like probably the size of this room and a half. You know what I mean?
Mahmoudi?
Yeah, my gym in Shanghai, maybe 2 times this room.
Okay.
It's not huge, but it's well equipped, and it's very based on community. Like, you know, we want to make people feel like, you know, they are welcome there, that, you know, it's a second family, that the gym have their back, like, you know. So it's but again, we still want to have people that, like, compete. Like, my brother was there for 3 weeks, so he was training here.
I saw that.
Barbo came before. My brother will come back after his fight. Barbo might come to stay for a long time here. We have other guys from France that are going to start to train more and more in China, in the gym. So
you're in Shanghai?
Yeah. So more and more.
So Nicholas, you're saying he might come and train out of Shanghai?
Yeah.
Because obviously it's closer to Thailand than France.
Not even that. It's like, since I've been working with UFC, I started to learn more about how professional you should be as a coach. And, you know, my family gym in France, it's like they've been producing tons and tons of champions. But the world is changing, things are advancing, evolving. I try to bring a more scientific approach to training and and performance. So that's something that now, you know, my father is like 62 in 1 month. He started to get a bit old. Like, you know, I can see that I'm gradually taking that step as the head coach. So I want to have some of our guys from France coming here so they can get better and then go back home and keep training.
Okay. So obviously you said you're working in the UFC and you're running your own gym.
Yeah.
What is your role at the UFC right now?
So UFC, I'm a striking coach.
Striking
So,
coach.
yeah,
striking coach
striking.
for Muay Thai or
For
just
MMA. For MMA.
MMA.
For MMA.
And how did you get into that? What did you do to get that position?
It's a fun story. First of all, like I first got into UFC like before COVID. Dina Mazinger came to Shanghai. We met at Absolute MMA back in the day. Decided to talk to me about like if I wanted to a big interview to be a coach there. I did the interview, etc. Then they're like, I was a bit young back then. They're like, maybe you're a bit too young, so we want to maybe get someone a bit older than you that have more experience. So I was like, no, fair enough.
Yeah.
But down the line, we had the first UFC in Shanghai, the first UFC in China in Shanghai, where Hu Yaozhong, Song Kenan, Song Yadong, there was a lot of Chinese fighters started to fight. And I ended up having Song Kenan coming to Absolute MMA to spar with me.
To spar with you? Not to coach, just to spar?
Not to spar with me. To spar with me. Like, we had an open sparring session and Victor brought Song Kenan. So we did like 10 rounds. And Kenan was very happy with the round we did. Like, so he asked me if I wanted to spar with him again. So I ended up being invited at UFC PI as a sparring partner for Song Kenan, Hu Yaozhong. Down the line, I sparred with Li Jingyang. I sparred like all of the 77 and above guys, basically.
Yeah.
And after a year of like me going there sparring the guys, like the guys at PI, I think they noticed that, well, I knew what I was doing. And they asked me like if I wanted to coach there. So, which I accepted.
So you've just been there ever since?
Since there, like, I've been there.
How long have you been there exactly?
It's been 4 years that I'm around PI now. Yeah.
Wow. And currently, are you sparring or like coaching anyone at the UFC that's like in the top of their division?
So right now in UFC PI, there is no one that's in the top of the division from China.
So like, you said Sun Yadong.
Song Yano is not in China. Song Yano is in the US.
Yeah, no, I know, but he never comes down.
It's very rare.
But when he does, he goes to the...
He doesn't train there though.
Okay.
No, yeah. The one that's training at the moment though is she fought Zhang Weili last time. Chinese. Yan Xiaonan.
Yeah. And I think did she beat Zhang Weili?
She lost, but it was a very, very close fight.
Yeah. Okay, anyways. So now obviously you're at the UFC and you're coaching your brothers and Nicholas, whereas they in one championship. So what do you find the difference? Obviously you're working for the UFC and you a representative, a cornerman and head coach at one championship. What do you think of the two different companies? I mean, in my eyes, in my point of view, I think one championship and the UFC is like the biggest fighting business in the world. So how could you give that comparison, especially because you're involved with both?
Well, when you want to compare, is like what do you want to compare exactly? Because for example,
if you're comparing like fighters and the quality of fighters.
Okay, so I would say that the MMA scene in one championship is like it's low. It's nothing big. Like the MMA competition is like a low level, but striking though is the best in the world. Like up to 77 kilogram, above 77 the level drop in striking. Then it's Glory have the best fighter above 77, but at 77 and under, like one championship is like it's where you want to be, like as a striker, definitely.
But when it comes to grappling and
grappling,
there's no grappling really in one championship.
There is no on UFC. In UFC there is not just grappling.
Yeah.
But in one championship you have like only grappling.
Only grappling.
Yeah, in one you have only grappling.
No striking.
Yeah, you have the option.
But the UFC. So if you had to, for people that don't know, like, where's more well-rounded fighters in
UFC?
In the UFC.
Definitely.
So do you feel like the guys from one championship, could they ever compete with guys in the UFC?
They will get murdered.
They'll get murdered.
Yeah.
So
the guys from one in MMA, they would get their ass kicked so bad in UFC, definitely.
I know Demetrius was at the UFC and then he went to one championship.
And he keep beating everyone's ass.
Yeah. And he's just retired. And I mean, he fought Rotang and they had
oh my God. Man, don't maybe start up with Roteng, man. Oh my god. Yeah, but yeah, he fought Roteng.
Yeah, and that never went good for Rotang. But I can see what you're saying. I mean, at the end of the day, they did compete. They had a fight. It wasn't the best fight, but they competed against
You know what's
each
crazy?
other.
It's like Demetrius Johnson beat Roteng's ass in striking and then in MMA.
Yeah.
It's like he beat his ass in both.
So basically, you're saying that one championship can't compare to the UFC, right?
Not in MMA.
Not in MMA.
No, definitely not.
In what can they compete?
Striking.
Striking.
But there is no just striking in
there's
UFC.
no just striking.
Doesn't it? So.
Of course. And so can you tell us a little bit about your brother, Elias Mahmoudi? How did he start? How did he get into the professional world?
Same as me. Like we grew up in that world. Like I started Muay Thai like when I was 3. I don't have memories without Muay Thai, literally. Like I grew up in it. So
your brother seems quite young though. So like
he's 26,
yeah,
27.
He's 26, 27. So how did his professional career start?
It started early actually. My brother was very gifted with Muay Thai. He was really good even as a kid.
Yeah.
So quite fast, like he took the competition quite seriously. And then like after his first pro fight, he was 10 years old.
10 years old?
Yeah, in Thailand. First pro fight, he won by knockout. All of the first fight like he had like that in Thailand, he won or was by knockout. So rapidly, like he started to enter the elite scene for the youth competition.
Yeah.
In Holland, in Belgium, and he beat everyone up. So when you keep winning, like at some point, like of course you're gonna get toward the pro scene.
Yeah, and while you were outside, you were telling me you're going to France next week, right?
Yeah.
And what's that for?
So I'm going to France, well, for a few reasons, like per family reason.
Of course.
Like I have my aunt who's having cancer right now, quite
so
aggressive.
Sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, it's life, unfortunately. But yeah, quite aggressive cancer. My grandma is suffering from Alzheimer and dementia. So it's kind of, moments like I want to go see my family. Every time I can, I go see my family in France, even if it's for 2 days.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm going home and pick my brother in the same time because my brother is fighting on the 7th of December. So I'm going to go home, see family, pick my brother, go to Thailand.
So are you going there mainly to see family? Because, I mean, your brother can fly directly.
Yeah, it's mostly see family.
Mostly see family.
But since, like, one championship is going to pay the ticket anyway, I rather... go
of course.
home 2 days.
So they cover all that cost for you, no problem.
For the flight, like basically they're gonna cover the flight from France to Thailand.
Okay.
So yeah, I just want to pay my flight to France so I can see family.
That's good.
Yeah.
And you said your brother broke a bone or?
No.
Oh no. So your brother's 100%. He's good. He's good for the camp.
He's good for the camp.
And who's he competing against?
He's competing against Denis Purik.
Denis Purik.
Yeah, Purik. I don't know if I get his name right though. I know it's Purik, but I forgot his first name. I think it's Denis Purik.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm sure it must be a big fight.
He's fighting Purik.
Because your brother, he's not a one world championship yet, right?
No, he got like. Basically, we got fucked up. It's F-bomb and stuff is fine.
Bro,
yeah, great.
Fuck it.
So we got fucked over by one on the first title shot we had against Pechdam. Elias beat the hell out of him, like black and blue. But he got kicked in the balls at the end of the fight. And but they basically gave the other guy the victory, the belt.
Decision?
Yeah.
Was it by decision?
Yeah. Even though Elias like whooped his ass for 5 rounds.
Yeah, so...
But one can be a bit like...
But he's ranked 3 now, am I right?
No, yeah, he's ranked 3. Like
he's ranked number 3.
Yeah, he knocked out Taiki Naito last time.
Yeah.
That was ranked 3rd, and now he's gonna knock out Purik. That's ranked 2.
Yeah, and I saw when he fought against what's the guy's name, Taiki Naito. Yeah. You were in the corner.
Yeah.
Quite a big moment for you at that point because as a coach, obviously you hear your brother's there when he's going through a fight camp. Do you go with him? Are you there for him? Like it's now the 12th. And you're flying out to France.
Yep.
So you're going from France to Thailand straight into a fight camp.
I'm always in the fight camp. Every time he have a fight, I mean, same for Barbeau. Like I'm always in the fight camp. I'm always flying 2 weeks in advance. Part of the fight camp, we have to.
Yeah. So just a 2 week fight camp.
Yeah. I like the fight camp is like almost 3 months every time.
Yeah.
But and I plan that from here. I send information in France. But The last 2 weeks are crucial because that's where, like, you know, you have the weight loss. You have, like, you know, the hard part of the fight.
We'll get into that in a little bit. So you're going into a fight camp now. You have your business in Shanghai.
Yeah.
And how do you manage like you know, you've got this elite athlete and you've got your business down here. I'm sure you must have guys that you trust to take over and run things where you left off.
So thanks God, like, I have a partner in my gym, Eugene.
Eugene, South African, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's a BJJ coach?
Yes, he's a BJJ coach, purple belt. It's gonna get his brown. Amazing guy. Like, he's the guy that...
I know Eugene. Good guy.
So thanks to Eugene, like, you know, he's managing all that stuff, like the coaching, the, like, you know, he's honestly, I would not be able to do that without him, like 100%. Like, no way in hell I could be able to manage that if I didn't have him in the gym.
So does he guide any? Is he a coach of any athlete that's competing right now?
No, he doesn't. But I mean, like, he's managing the gym, so he's the one managing the coach and everything.
Okay.
You know, Eugene doesn't coach anyone. He coaches kids that start to compete. We start to have our kids that compete, but sorry.
No problem. So I remember I went when I first met you. I was at Bushido and. When I was there, at that time, I never had a kid yet. And I was really considering to, like, you know, I wanted to go into a gym, start fighting, and I actually wanted to compete. Now, a lot of people, they have this dream and this thing that they see themselves, and everybody has it in them that, oh, I wish I could. When you're watching a fight, you know, you want to be there and you think you can do something. And for me, I wanted to be there. I wanted to be that guy that, you know, competes one day and fights and be on the big stage. How would you give people advice on that, you know?
I don't know, man. My father always told me, like, sons, don't do pro fighting as a job. Like, it's shit. So no, it's, man, honestly, like, glory doesn't last. People are just waiting for you to fight and lose.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like, it's a very, very hard world, fighting. But for someone that want to compete, I would say, like, you know, the most important is finding the right people to surround you. Like, finding the right team, the right people that, like, want you to perform right, that can really guide you into the, you know, a healthy way. Because, like, man, it's competing for striking, man, it's quite hard.
Because of the competition out there.
Yeah, the competition out there, the fact that training is hard, that again it's quite unforgiving, it's hard on the body. It's not an easy thing, but I would suggest, like, you know, get a good team. Try to visit different gyms to see, like, where you feel like home.
Yeah.
Where you feel like, you know, people are very sorry.
No problem, bro. Take it easy, of course.
I'm starting all day. Like I told you with the camp, I've been working non-stop.
Yeah.
So having a good team, I think, is important. So you need to go in place that you feel like you're home.
Yeah.
Of course, professional people. So you don't need a big team, by the way. You just need a place where you can see that there is growth for you, where people can really help you to get better.
Yeah.
And then start with, like, the small leagues, like, you know, amateur, just to try yourself. Yeah. So you can see if you're made for that. And then, like, you can see after, like, you know, 5, 10, 15 fight amateur, and then, like, you know, just jump into professional.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds a lot more easier. Like, oh, I want to fight amateur and then go into professional. I mean, for me, if, like, being in China, and if I were to start at your gym and I told you, like, Jowad, look, I wanna compete, I wanna be on that level, I want to be out there to not only fight local and, you know, like, is there something that your gym offers where you can take someone to the next level who has the dog in them?
Definitely, like, if you have someone, like, you know, if you bring that to me, I would first of all, like, tell you, okay, then you're gonna have to train 2 times a day, like, you know, or at least 1 time every single day. I won't see you in the gym. Then I'm gonna put you through sparring with different level and see, like, you know, how you handle yourself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you train, like, you know, SNC, make you train some exercise that are not gonna be fun at all, like, you know, with the air bikes, to push your limit and see, like, again, what are you made of? Are you gonna quit? Are you gonna, like, Where are you physically? Where are you mentally? Everything is gonna be checked because you don't want to send someone to fight thinking it's no big deal, and then they get their ass whooped. Like for me, since the guys in my gym, they represent my family name. I cannot send random people to just go like, oh yeah, we'll see.
But do you have the connections and do you know the people to send someone on that direction? Like if I told you, Jowad, look, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna come and train twice a week.
If you win, yeah. If you win, definitely.
But can you, like, I don't know how it works in the fight scene, but would you be able to represent someone? Not for me. I'm just talking for someone out there who's in Shanghai who has this dream.
Definitely.
Maybe they can, one day they want to perform, and then do you have that connection to boost them and take them to the next level?
Definitely. We can, like, look, like I said to some of my students, like before, like if you really want it, I'm going to send you to fight in amateur, and then I can even send you to France. You're going to stay in my family gym for months.
Yeah.
You're going to train with everyone, like, all of those world champions, see how you behave, see how you perform with them.
Yeah.
Then you can fight in Europe. Like, it doesn't really matter because since we have a big team that's connected, like in Asia, in Europe, in South America, like if you want to fight, we can make you fight, definitely.
Yeah.
If you want to train really hard, like, we can make you train. We even have connection in Thailand. Like me and my partner, we sponsor Phuket Fight Club. So that's why we're going in Phuket Fight Club to do our fight camp.
How long are you gonna be in Thailand, by the way?
I'm gonna be in Thailand for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Until what date?
23rd of November to 8th of December.
Oh, I'm just gonna miss you, man. I wish I could be there because I'm very good friends with Daniel. Daniel, and he went to Thailand with you.
Yep.
Right. So
he came for the fight camp last time.
Let's go. He went for the fight camp, and I mean we speak a lot, and we speak quite often, and he told me what an experience that was. I mean, when I first went to Bushido, I was sparring with Daniel, and I mean, amateurs, beginners sparring, never went 100%, but it was a nice experience for me to spar against him. And obviously from that time, he's been at the gym maybe like a couple of times before me, maybe 10 times before me. And from that to where he was in Thailand, I'm sure he's picked up his game a lot,
He's improving. Like, look, everyone in the gym, when they train regularly, they're improving. Like, I can see some of the students has been like training for 2-3 months. And I can really see the difference between like 2 months ago or 3 months ago and their level now, like, because we do a lot of the same thing every single day, like till everyone get it. A lot of drills, the same drills, footwork, till everyone can get to that level where they feel comfortable.
Of course. And with that, like, if someone were to consistently go and they don't want to compete, I know you have a lot of people at the gym right now who's not competing. They're just doing it for fitness, right?
Yeah.
And how is that? Like, the guys that don't compete, do you motivate them? Do you want them to compete? Do you push them to spar?
So I never push people to spar because I believe, like, I don't know what's I don't know their life. I don't know, what they work in. Like, sometimes I don't know what you're working, your family status. Sometimes you don't want to get, like, a black eye, or you just don't want to fight with anyone. You're afraid, so I try to make people feel like, that they're getting better, they're getting more technical, that I try to push them toward contact step by step, but sparring is always an optional thing. It's like, because some people, again, they're not made for that. You see, in grappling, the good thing in grappling is, like, it's a very non-violent sport. It can be rough, you can get injured, but it's not violent.
You can always tap.
So you can just, like, put people, they scramble, like, even though you can be injured badly in grappling, in sparring, but it's not violent. Striking, I cannot force you to do something that you're gonna get punched in your face. You know what I mean? It's like.
But I know what you're saying, and obviously, if they're going there, a lot of people do it for fitness, and it's obviously good for your body, good for your health, and I know there was this one guy at your gym. He was quite an old Asian guy, and I'm not sure if he's competing right now. Do you have any amateurs at the gym who is competing?
We are gonna have amateur fighters that are gonna compete next year. So I wanted to send some people by the end of this year, but since I have the fight camp, I won't be able. But we have 3-4 people so far that might be able to compete by the next year.
From your gym in
from
Shanghai?
my gym. Yeah. Probably Octave.
Yeah.
Octave might be able to compete. Courtney, Omar.
Do they want to compete? Like, are they?
Yeah. Some of them voiced their. They said it at least. I have six to eight people that I might be able to send competing. That told me like they would be interested into amateur competition.
Okay.
And some pro.
So where are you gonna start them? Are you gonna take them to Thailand, or are you gonna?
No. They're gonna train here. They're gonna fight here. We have there is events in Shanghai.
Are you gonna set an event up?
No. You need like a lot of you're in China, so paperwork, a lot of paperwork to do this kind of shit. So it's not.
And when you have sparring at your gym, I mean, you just said you don't want someone to leave the gym with a black eye if it's unintentional.
Yeah.
So do they not spar with headgear? And
we do have headgear with plexiglass now, but accident can still happen.
Yeah.
I got a guy like busting his lips with the plexiglass. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but like it happened. So no, it depends. Like we do have like basically like I tell people like amateur, like some people are gonna do for light sparring, some people are gonna go for heavier sparring.
Yeah.
I embrace heavier sparring too. Like I just tell them like, look, put your gears on, and then like if you want to blast each other, do it, but with people of the same level.
Yeah.
So
and is there any complications with sparring? Like do you encourage, like obviously if I go to your gym and I go spar and I as a no experience at all, and I just go and I take a guy and I challenge him to a spar and we spar and we go hard, and this guy, like, is that okay?
It's fine.
100%.
Yeah,
I don't need to put on gear.
No, if you don't look, as long as you sign the waiver, you don't want to put your gears on. It's your face on mine. That's why I say to people like.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, isn't it like life threatening?
No.
No.
Worst case, you're gonna get knocked out.
Knocked out? And what if the bang on the head?
Where?
The head?
There is mats everywhere.
Oh yeah.
There's mats everywhere. You're gonna bang your head. You're gonna job. I'm just gonna put you on the side and wait for you to wake up. That's it. And worst case, really worst case scenario, like I have a very big fridge at home. So.
Have you had any of that situations where someone came into your gym, big shot, wanting to spar anyone, try to challenge you as a coach?
Not in my own gym. It happened before in Absolute MMA. But well, I always whoop their ass. So.
Yeah.
Look, it's not even that. It's like I try to not like look. The only moment this kind of stuff happened was in Absolute MMA, and it's because like we just opened the gym. No one knew us. No one knew me. Like So, I made myself known in Shanghai by going when I just first came. Going to a lot of different gyms and try to see like where is the gym with the best fighters. I mean, I would go there and spar with everyone.
You?
Yeah.
So that's what you did?
That's what I did. I just go like, what's the place in Shanghai with the best fighters? I go there and beat everyone. But not in a cocky way. Not in a hard way. That's the thing.
Were you arrogant about it? Would you go in there, big shot?
No. Very humble. It's just like I wanted challenge, and I'm still looking for good guys in China, like to spar with. It's just like I like to have fun. For me, sparring is very fun. It's an exchange. So I always try to look for guys who are like very, very good. It's very hard to find. So since no one knew me, it was a very good way for me to make new friends and make myself more known.
Yeah, of course.
So I would just visit. I went to Dragon Warrior. I went to a lot of places where they had pro fighters back then, and it was fun.
And then I got one more question for you. Is it financially rewarding to be a coach? Like, is the money there being a coach?
There is a lot of money if you're smart. Meaning, private class, very important. Private pays a lot, and kids. Yeah, you have to invest in kids.
But for you, as like obviously you're the coach of Elias and Nicholas.
Oh, for this type of coaching.
Yeah, like for a big coach, you know what I mean? Like not like as a business owner, of course you've got your own business strategy and how you run your business. That's something completely different. But as a professional coach.
I mean, yes and no. I have two amazing examples. Okay.
Yeah.
Last fight with Barboza. I spent 3,500 euro.
You spent?
I spent.
To go to France and...
To go to Thailand, stay there 2 weeks. Between the stuff I had to pay here, the stuff I had to pay to go there, the hotel, the food.
Yeah.
So I spent 3,500, okay? I got paid 1,000 euro.
So you made a loss, but it's...
I made a huge loss. 2,500 euro loss.
But do you do it for the money?
No, I don't. But I still need to pay my rent. So
yeah.
But then another example, when I went for my brother Elias, I got 10K
euros.
Yeah.
For him when he fought against.
When he fought, like Elias gave me like he got a bonus, like he got a 50K bonus. I got 10K.
Yeah.
So that was a big win for me. So it depends of like, how the fighter perform, if they get bonuses, like the agreement you have with them. It really depends. But I don't do it for money. I do it because it's my family gym. It's a legacy. It's my brother. It's like, so that's why I do it. But if they make money, of course I want to make money too.
Yeah, of course. So obviously, if let's say your brother Elias, he's coach, you signed coach, and that's it. So he has to pay you, No, he doesn't have to pay.
He doesn't have to pay me against my brother. So I've
but
always.
I mean, if he has a fight like when he fought against Taiki Naito, that's a big fight.
Yeah.
Japanese guy, Thailand, one championship. It's a household fight. That there's a lot of money in that, and there's a lot of no money.
There's not a lot of money unless you make bonuses.
But I mean, for your brother, he can make a check from that fight.
He can make money if he get bonus.
If he gets a bonus, but I mean, does he have to share that bonus with you? Is it like an agreement?
No, something? He doesn't have to.
But he just decided to.
He decided to. The same way, like again, it's in life you have contract that you sign with people, and then there is like other type of interaction you can have with people. Like for my brother, didn't have to, but when I paid for his camp, his stuff, I never asked my brother anything.
Yeah,
I didn't ask him.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, so for professional coaches, it's not financially rewarding in that sense.
No, for professional coach, if you work with fighters, guys, sign contract. Don't fuck around. Contract, boom, boom, stamped.
Yeah, I mean, Elias is your brother, but Nicholas, what's your relationship with him?
Yeah, it's like a brother too. It's like you're in the. Like, he live at my place, we train together, it's like, for me it's a bit different because it's my family business. I mean, it's like a family thing. So I take the people that train and fight for my gym as family members. So I don't need contract with these kind of people. It's things like, we deal with each other. But for random guys, of course, if I get a guy that want to fight, we have to manage him and stuff. Yes, contract. Definitely.
And did anyone come to you and approach you to manage them and to run with them?
Not in China, but in China it makes sense. Like, there is no fighters in Shanghai.
And I mean, obviously, the fighters that are here, I mean, there's a lot of people that are here that fight, but they obviously go to the local guys first.
Yeah, they have their team. They already unless if I was living in Thailand, for example, that would happen. I would definitely have guys that will approach me for that.
Yeah.
But I'm here. I'm in Shanghai, so it's like, again, the fight industry, pro fight industry, become lucrative when you have a number of guys. When you have 10, 20 guys.
So it does when you have a number of guys, but also if you have like if you are the coach of one guy that's like a world champ, doesn't it get better at that point?
No, because you can be a world champion and still not make any money.
Oh man, so being a fighter is actually not financially rewarding.
You need to be able to market yourself. Like, you need to be a guy like Rotang, like Agerti, guys with a big follow-up on social media. If you don't have the follow-up on social media, you're not worth shit.
So that's all that you have to sell yourself, basically.
You have to sell yourself. If you don't sell yourself, why would the organization pay you more than random person? It's not because you're strong. Don't give a fuck about your record. What they want is how many followers do you have?
Yeah,
definitely.
So that's important. And how can you as a coach grow? How can you become a better coach? Do you look at that and be like, okay, I want to become better. I want to be more known, or maybe not even more known. You just want to improve the quality of your fighters.
Definitely.
Under you.
For me, that's always what I've been pursuing. For me as a fighter, I was already doing that. I always try to get better. That's why I always try to find a good sparring partner, because I wanted to see can I find some guy that's gonna put me in trouble, where I can be fuck, I have to improve this and that.
But that's what I'm saying. You as a fighter, if you're fighting with someone, you're gonna get better as a fighter. But as you fighting with someone, are you going to get better as a coach?
So that's the thing. the mentality, I kept that mentality. So for me as a coach, I try to cultivate myself a lot. I try to read a lot. Again, the good thing is I work at UFC with like some of the best professionals in the world. So I have the chance to speak to them every single day. So I can like ask them every day, like, you know, a question about like nutrition. I have Reed Real. SNC, I have Gavin Pratt. You know, MMA, I'm gonna have like Dean Amazing. I have always guys that I can sit down to and talk to and ask questions about. And these help me a lot because I can inspire myself from their work and their knowledge, and I can incorporate that to my own training, and I have my own the way I deal with my athletes. That's what I do with my brother and Bravo.
So I have another question for you. So if you obviously a professional coach, can you run us through a fight camp for, let's say, for Taiki Naito, when your brother fought against him? How did he prepare for that camp?
So you have like a 6-day training, 2 times a day. You're gonna have strength and conditioning 2 times per week, like Tuesday and Thursday. You're gonna have like technical training like every day, like skills. For example, like we're working on breaking distance, blocking the low kick. So you do this every single day. Training are gonna be like between 1.5 hours, 2 hours. Usually you have like the training load is gonna change. Let's say, for example, Monday is gonna be a hard day, so you're gonna wear your heart rate monitor and you're gonna do like quite high pace training, like, you know, like on Monday.
High pace training, as in like fitness, or
as in like, for example, I'm gonna put you on the air bike and you're gonna do like 2 minutes as fast as you can, and then you're gonna break for like 1 minute, and you're gonna do it 5 times.
Okay.
And after that, like you still have your training, so you're gonna do your pad work, you know, 5 rounds of 4 minutes pad work, and then you're gonna work on your bag work, and you're gonna work with technique with your partners, sparring, clinch, etc. In the afternoon, like, you know, you're gonna rinse and repeat almost the same thing. Let's say the next day you have a training load that's a bit less intense, so you're gonna keep the heart monitor. We're not gonna put you too much you know, in the red zone, for example. So you're gonna go for more like technical skills, like skills that you're gonna be able to use without, like, you know, exerting yourself too much. The goal is to be able to manage the training load with the fighter, so you don't, like, you know, overtrain and burn them.
Of course.
It's a mix between like the intensity of the week you want to make them work, and like you try to check the nutrition too. You try to decrease the nutriment step by step, like, you know, according to how the weight fluctuates. So it's training. It's like the fight camp. It's always evolving. 1 week is never gonna be the same as the week before.
Okay, so you're basically going in steps.
You go by steps, and every time I'm in direct contact with the team, so I can see like how is he feeling. What's the issue? Like my brother, for example, had issue with the way his muscle was absorbing oxygen. So his muscle were too tired compared to his heart rate. His heart was good, his muscle were not. So we had to tweak the training to help him improve the way his muscle absorb oxygen. And after 2 weeks of tweaking, boom, it was perfect.
That's awesome. And then you obviously now, for the last 2 weeks, you're going into the prime stages of the fight camp. This is the hard part, cutting weight, nutrition. Can you tell us how do you deal with the weight cuts? And
so weight cut is always the hardest part of the fight. Always the hardest of the hardest, and especially use one because we have like hydration test, meaning you cannot just like dehydrate yourself to death. You have to be smarter than that. So basically, we check, like, you know, how the athlete is behaving, how his weight is fluctuating, how much calorie burn in a day. Then according to that, we tweak his macronutrients. I would recommend like a Reed Real book. One of my colleagues from UFC, amazing nutritionist. I learned most of the nutrition things I know thanks to him. So we have a 10 days plan where the food is gonna be reducing. We change what he's eating.
How does that affect? How does that affect? Maybe I'm wrong to ask this, but is he fighting? Is he physically going at this point 2 weeks before the camp while he's cutting?
If you did it right, it's okay.
It's okay.
If you did it right, they're still like in good shape.
and he's not feeling fatigued.
He's okay. As if you did the weight cut right, the goal is to not make them feel like so fatigued. Of course, they're a bit more tired, but not as fatigued as if you fucked up the weight cut, basically.
And so obviously, if you fuck up the weight,
it's not gonna be fun. If you fuck up the weight, it's not gonna be fun. Like, you're gonna feel like way more tired, less strength, less like you're just gonna feel depleted, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one thing you cannot fuck up, and as a coach, like that's your responsibility.
As a coach's responsibility.
It's your responsibility.
So now, I don't know if you watched. I think 2 days ago, Rotang had a fight, and he missed weight.
Yes, it was very good. It's very good. I'm very happy. I'm sorry, but like I'm very happy about Rotang missing weight.
Why?
Because one championship have been protecting his fucking ass for like years.
Who?
One championship has been protecting Rotang's ass for fucking years. Now finally, Elias can get the fucking belt.
Is there a chance that Elias fights against Rotang?
Why? Wait. Don't give a fuck about Rotang. He doesn't have the belt anymore.
But can he? Are they
definitely.
Are they going to?
Hopefully, my brother get the belt, and then like he's gonna defend it against anyone. So
I would love to see that fight, man.
We wanted to make it happen for years, but every time they rather give Rotang some like low level fighter, like just Tinkan, so he can beat them, and that's it.
But now there's that opportunity. But he won the fight, but he lost his belt.
Yes. It was a shitty fight, by the way. It was a really shitty
I never watched the fight. I just watched the highlights.
Yeah, no, he lost the belt. Like, he missed weight again, so no more belt. And
for your brother, obviously, he now has that opportunity to get the belt.
Yeah.
Is he gonna pursue that? Is he gonna try and get?
That's a goal.
If he wins this fight now, does that put him?
Definitely top contender to be if he beat Purik. Look, Purik had a close fight with Rotang. If my brother knock him out, of course he's gonna get belt next.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna see if he's gonna be who he's gonna be against.
And how do you analyze the opponent? Like, obviously it's very interesting for me because now when you're at this level, you can't just go in there blindly.
No, definitely not. It's chess.
It's chess, and is that your job?
Yeah, it's the team's job.
The team's job.
It's the team job, definitely.
And how do you prepare your athlete for that?
You watch a lot of fight. You watch how the opponent is behaving, the pattern is always following. You want to check for patterns, basically, things that he always do, like on multiple fights, not only one fight. And when you check this pattern, then you put strategies to counter that.
And are you how long did you study the opponent that your brother's going against now?
Around a week, I guess.
You went a whole week.
Yeah, around a week you watch, because if you just do it one day, you might miss things. And if you do it just 1 or 2 times, same. So you want to take a bit of time, watch it again, watch what he's doing, if he posts things on social media. You want to spy as much as possible.
Of course, and of course your brother's doing this. They're doing the same thing to your brother.
Yeah.
So do you go into every fight changing the game plan? How do you tweak his style? And also to match and to compete against this new guy?
That's exactly why I wanted my brother to come to China, because when he came here, we've been working on very new concept. There is a lot of things that I didn't learn in my family gym that I learned by myself. And I try to share that with my brother now. And when he came here, he was very frustrated because what I was making him work was very hard. For him. Hard, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. You can be a world champion. If I make you work on something you never did before, it might be tricky for you to get it.
Yeah.
So it was tricky for him to get it, but now he does. So when he went back home, now he's knocking everyone out in the gym using the technique we've been working on. But that's something he never used before. So now he have new techniques to use on this next.
I'm gonna ask you what is this technique?
I won't tell you. You will see. You will see in the fight. You will see.
Yeah.
But yeah. Basically, there is the thing I can tell you is a lot of footwork concepts.
Okay.
Footwork concepts, basic things, but things that you don't see much in Muay Thai.
Yeah. So for your brother, does he plan on coming to move here as well with Nicholas, or is he?
No. My brother is gonna. I told my brother he need to come every 4 times a year, basically. He need to come for 3 weeks every time. He have a business in France. He have his life.
So he's not. He has a business in France.
Yeah, we have family business, and he have his own business too.
So he's not doing fighting full time. But I mean,
He's
watching your brother compete, he is quite talented. I mean,
Yeah.
even if you watch his last fight, you know, finished knockout in the third round. What was it, like a backhand?
Spinning back fist, yeah.
Spinning back fist. And he has power. He has a lot of power. Do you think he's more dominant than the guys that he's competing against in his weight class? Like,
yeah.
And why do you think? Does he train weights? Does weightlifting
No,
help with that?
I start to put weightlifting in his training. It's a new thing. He was not doing weightlifting before. SNC is something that I've been implanting now.
Yeah.
He never did SNC before.
So you say weightlifting is actually important for fighters?
Extremely important. SNC, extremely important.
SNC, I actually don't know what that is.
Strength and conditioning.
Oh, it's training.
Yeah, extremely important. Strength and conditioning is like, it's like, without strength and conditioning, it's like, you're missing out so much in terms of like strength, explosiveness, endurance, everything.
And before that, he was
not doing that.
He was not doing that.
No way, never.
I mean, for me, as a guy that doesn't fight, I think of it like when I go to the gym, I need to first be picking up weights and having my physique, and then going into a fight, like, you know, going into it strong. But obviously, your brother, being a fighter his whole life, he probably sees things differently.
It's like a lot of fighters, they're not educated.
Yeah.
I was not educated, like, you know, I mean, I thought like what I was doing was enough, but SNC, it's not weightlifting. SNC, like strength conditioning, it's very specific. Like I could not build a strength conditioning program because I didn't learn it.
Yeah.
That's why I work with people that are like the best in that domain, so I can get this from the fighters and for myself.
Of course. So now he's so do you think he's above his opponents because of the strength and conditioning?
No, not only that. He's above his opponent because like he's talented, he's tall, he's strong, he's very strong mentally. Like his last fight, he had fucking dengue fever, and he still like, you know, won the fight by knockout.
That's another thing, mental preparation. So how do you prepare your athletes mentally to go into fights? Because that's obviously a big thing that you have to consider.
Well, we had our guys, like, all the guys that fight for us have been training with us for a very long time. And to be staying in my family gym, you have to be some kind of psychopath. Because it's hard, because like there is so much banter, there is like, you cannot be a normal person staying in my family gym in France. No way in hell.
But I mean, if you're a psychopath and you're going through things, it gets to your head, you know? Like mentally you have to be strong as a fighter. You can't.
No, you need to be strong by yourself. You need to be strong yourself, and you need to have a strong team of people that can support you mentally, physically and mentally.
Like, so do you ever touch on that with your athletes, or like with Elias or Nicholas? Do you guys connect emotionally, or?
Definitely. Again, it's family.
Yeah.
It's like, and sometimes, like, you know, it's sometimes it's even too much for some people. Like, for example, my father is too emotionally involved.
Yeah.
When my brother is fighting, so I had to cut him off some part of the training.
Okay.
Like the weight cut, for example. I had to cut him off from the weight cut.
So you're saying your dad gets a little bit like
too emotional, too involved. For me, like I'm gonna see you suffer and die, and well, I'm level-headed because first I went through that too.
Yeah.
And I'm quite a level-headed person.
And obviously, like mental strength. How do you help them in that? Is it just by being there for them emotionally, or how do you make them tough mentally?
By training, man. Honestly, like, you know, when you put them in training and you do stuff like, you know, the stuff I told you before, like the airbag, the. Do
you do breath work?
No, not really. I think it should be better. It could be better, but I'm not diving too deep into that.
Yeah.
I need to, I guess, educate myself more with that. It's more like, no, like, we know when you went through hell and back, it makes you strong or it break you. If you break, it means you're not made for that. It is what it is. If you survive though, like, you know, I throw you to the wolf and you come back as a pack leader. That's the kind of the spirit we have.
So that's the spirit, yeah.
It's like swim or sink.
Swim or sink.
Yeah, swim or sink.
And you're quite hard with your fighters, because I know when I was there, I mean, you know, I like the atmosphere. I mean, going back now to when I trained with you, when we went there, it was quite nice. You know, you feel the community, and you also feel that you're pushing us. You know, there's no time to be a pussy. You can't fuck up. And
well, because you came to the more advanced class. That's the thing. You come to the Sunday class, which is like, you know, a bit more advanced. So yeah, definitely in the advanced class, I push people.
Yeah.
But no. definitely, like I want people to get better. I want them to be the best version of themselves. So of course I'm gonna try to push them into getting better.
Yeah.
But and I have expectation on people when they start to get a bit better, of course. And since I'm way harder on myself than I will ever be on anyone else. So that's why, since I'm so hard on me, I can allow myself to be a bit hard on people too.
I'm sorry, I never got. You can't allow yourself.
I can allow myself to be a bit hard on people because I'm way harder on myself.
Okay.
I push myself way harder than I would push anyone.
Yeah, so, but that feeling, you know, when you want to give up and then you are there to push, and that's a good feeling to have.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you feel you're not alone.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of other people. That's quite nice.
My father used to sometimes make us do some exercise, and he would put us in front of someone. And it would be like, look at the person in front of you. If they can do it, you can do it too. That's
how I am too. Like, especially if I have an obsession, if I want to do something, I can't do something half-assed. Like now I started this podcast, and you know, I never did it like half-assed.
Yeah.
I got everything I needed, and I went full in. And I'm the same with sport. If I play a sport, I want to be the best. I'm so competitive. I always want to push myself to become better and be better. So, I mean, seeing myself, I've always had this interest in fighting. And every time I think of, like, you know, I haven't visited your gym, or I haven't visited a gym after that. And that's simply because I feel like if I get started, I want to push myself to be the best.
You did good last time, honestly. You had a good mentality. You had a good spirit to be a fighter. Like, your technique was awful. That's okay. But the spirit is something that you cannot teach.
Yeah.
I mean, what you had is not something you teach people. You have it or you don't.
Yeah.
And you had it, like, you know, I can see this like mentality of like, you get hit, I'm gonna give it back. Some people, like, you know, they get hit and they coward, like, you know, they turn, they try to escape. Where you get hit and you're like, fuck it.
I actually another reason why is that I got you here is because I want to have like a little exhibition fight myself with Daniel. I wanna fight.
Okay.
I wanna fight against Daniel.
Okay.
If Daniel, you know, he has more experience than me. He's been to Thailand on the training camp.
Yeah. He
trains with you regularly. I have pretty much no experience.
You need to bring his ass back to the gym. I didn't see him for a fucking while.
Yeah. So I would fight with Daniel if he as well, you know, he's a social influencer in China. If he creates some hype around it, I would get into the gym again, and I would love to compete against him.
Beat each other. I say, it's good.
I mean, we fought and it was quite nice. I really enjoyed the time when I sparred against him. So Daniel, bro, if you're out there and you see this, I know you'll see this. Get your fucking ass to the gym, and then we can have a nice exhibition fight here in Shanghai.
Duck it out. To death.
Yeah. And I'm excited for that. Jowad, thank you so much for coming, my boy.
My pleasure.
And I'll definitely see you in the gym. I think I'm gonna try and get my ass out there as well. And
you better train too, Daniel, now. Like, you get real like now it's like an official challenge, dang.
Yeah, it's an official challenge, Daniel. So let's take this a little bit serious and then see where it goes. And Daniel's gonna be on the pod next week as well. So,
bro, Daniel is gonna start steroids and shit. Like, you know, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be like, okay, I accept it. You're gonna see him like.
Well, we're the same. We're the
110 kilograms.
Me and Daniel's the same. And if we do something, we go all out, and that's something that I love about him as well. He's an absolute beast and a legend. I love him.
Man, I'm looking forward to see the podcast with Daniel too. It's gonna be a fun one, I'm pretty sure.
Jowad, thank you so much, man. I honestly appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming. And you guys, hash it out. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and do whatever you have to, and share. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.